Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.
You're watching Carolina and Company Live, your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your hosts, Cecil Chandler and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. It is a Monday, and I'm sure everybody had a great weekend because I just talked to the boss again about a 3-day weekend, and he said no. So we're going to still have to work on Monday.
You're walking on kind of thin ice.
Always trying.
On thin ice right here, buddy. That's right. We hope you had a wonderful weekend, and we have a great show lined up today. Of course, a great week of shows as well. But first, let's check out what's going on with the weather.
All right, our temperatures currently in the 70s, even a few low 80s out there. It's 82 right now in Sumter, 79 in Florence and Kingstree. Same thing there in Georgetown. Cool spot, 69 degrees right now in North Myrtle Beach, the mid-70s everywhere else. We continue to watch that moisture plume surging out of the Gulf of Mexico, and you can actually make out the upper level low spinning through the Ozarks. That upper level low providing the dynamics and ultimately feeding that Gulf of Mexico moisture up into much of the southeast. Two-pronged system. The first system was the first area of low pressure moving that warm front through our region yesterday. That's what warmed us up, and we had an exceptionally mild night for our Sunday night and a Monday morning with numbers only in the 60s. Now our focus shifts to this secondary low, which will provide the moisture and the dynamics. The problem is the moisture and dynamics don't arrive until later today. Visible satellite, pretty bare. So overall, a lot of energy coming down from the sun above. We're maximizing our sunshine minutes. That also adds instability to the atmosphere. The latest Storm Prediction Center outlook saying a couple of scattered severe storms more than likely going to happen today, especially once you move west of the I-95 corridor. My personal thinking is it's going to be really maximized across the upstate and the Midlands. Not to say that we won't see a severe storm, but what you notice is the storms actually fire up across the CSRA of Augusta, the upstate out there through Greenville, and then portions of the Midlands from Columbia. By the time that line reaches our region, or at least knocking on the door of Darlington and Hartsville, sun is set, and so you're losing a lot of that energy. Finally pushes to the Grand Strand by the midnight hour. We will have heavy rain overnight and several rumbles of thunder, but the severe threat most certainly weakens and lessens over time once the sun is set. More rain on our Tuesday, especially for the morning commute. We'll have to watch Tuesday afternoon and evening. Could see just enough energy in the atmosphere for a secondary round of strong to severe storms. By far, today's the better day for it than tomorrow will be, but still something we have to watch. Here's the arrival of storm time. Have not needed to adjust it. 7 to 9 west of 95, 9 to 11 across the PD. After 11 o'clock, the storms reach the Grand Strand. The main threats today, wind and hail. That's really going to be the main threats from any storms that do create severe parameters. Frequent lightning and heavy rain as well. That tornado threat almost non-existent at this point in time. We might as well take it down because with the latest update, I just don't see much in the way of wind shear. Here's tomorrow's severe storm potential. Again, you see that there's no yellow on this map. That once again indicates that it is a much lower risk tomorrow than what we experienced today. Tomorrow will be a rainier day, though, so don't expect the sun and then the storms like we experienced today. Expect the rain all day. We do have high pressure building in Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures back down into the low to mid 70s, back into the 80s by the weekend.
All right, a great show lined up for you today. Of course, starting with our Hollywood Minute, headed into our video of the day, and then keeping you updated on your favorite celebrity and their birthday.
That's right. If you've got a celebrity who's got a birthday, we're going to tell you about it today.
That's right.
Also, we're going to talk about Tech Tip today and also our guest of today. Look here, we're going to talk about the taste of Darlington and caring in our lifetime.
That's right. I was going to find out some really neat stuff from the Blackwater Beekeepers Association, as well as Kind Keeper Animal Rescue right up there in Little River. They are here with a really, really sweet puppy for you to adopt. All that, stick around after our Hollywood Minute.
Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm Batman.
Return to the 80s and 90s with a Caped Crusader quadruple feature. More than 600 U.S. theaters are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman, starring Michael Keaton, with special screenings on Saturday, May 4th, followed by Batman Returns on Monday, May 6th, Val Kilmer in Batman Forever on Sunday, May 12th, and George Clooney in Batman and Robin on Tuesday, May 14th. Check fathomevents.com for times and locations.
All the bands you think of as that California sound.
Buffalo Springfield.
My name is Neil Young.
The Beach Boys.
Hi, Brian Wilson.
The Mamas and Papas.
The Birds.
They were all there.
This kind of thing could only happen in Laurel Canyon.
Jacob Dylan explores the incredible music that poured out of LA's Laurel Canyon neighborhood in the 1960s and 70s in Echo in the Canyon, featuring the final film interview with Tom Petty. Look for the documentary and an accompanying soundtrack this June. Just a few miles from Laurel Canyon in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, of course, our video of the day. Listen to this. Florida scientists, they made a colossal capture. The female Burmese python is more than 17 feet long, weighs about 140 pounds, and was developing 73 eggs. A statement from the Big Cypress National Preserve says it was the largest python ever taken from this area.
Now, most of them are between 6 and 10 feet long, and the Cypress Rangers say new tracking technology and research led to this find. State officials said they are roughly 100,000 python swamps outside of Miami, and they pose a threat to local wildlife.
Ooh, that's a big one there.
Yeah, what if you woke up and found that in your front yard?
I'm not leaving the house.
I'd give him the house. All right, let's talk about today. All right, today is Monday, April 8th, and this is Trading Cards for Grown-Up Day.
What?
Trade card. You know, trading cards?
Did you give? Oh, I thought you were going to give me a card.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Says get out of jail.
It's also
free.
draw a picture of a bird day.
All right, birthdays 1960. John Schneider. You remember this guy, 59 years old, and he played Bo in Dukes of Hazzard. And let's see, TV series Smallville, you remember that? Also, TV's 90210, just a good old boy.
There we go. 1962, let's see, Izzy Stradlin,
Yep.
57 years old, former guitarist for Guns N' Roses, met Axl Rose in high school and formed their first band.
1970, J.R. Bourne, 49 years old, appeared in science fiction series Stargate 1 and Millennium and TV show Teen Wolf. That's what he was in. All right, let's look back today in history. We only have one today. It was 1960. The 35th Academy Award winner, Lawrence of Arabia, Anne Bancroft and Gregory Peck were winners.
How about that?
In the 1960 Academy Award.
Does that mean I get to do the know-it-all department?
No, you don't never read the know-it-all department. All right, from the know-it-all department today, we learn something every day. You cannot believe what you find on the internet. And it's all true. Yes, it is. According to TSA rules, now this is where the people that check you coming onto an airplane,
yeah,
of course,
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
you can get drinks through a U.S. airport security.
Really?
If it's frozen. So you can't take liquid onto a plane.
Right.
But if it's frozen, they'll let you go on a plane.
Are you sure that's true?
I found it on the internet.
Right. We'll get an
That's
email.
it.
We'll get an email about that one for sure. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Play podcasts and leave your phone at home. See how after our advertiser. The new Outcast app is a standalone podcast player for your Apple Watch that allows you to browse, download, and play podcasts while you're away from your phone. You can play your podcast and leave your phone at home. Install the Outcast app on your Apple Watch using your iPhone. Download your favorite podcast using the app and sync it with your watch. You can leave your phone at home and still listen to your podcast with your Bluetooth earbuds. You can also browse and download podcasts directly to your Apple Watch using cellular or Wi-Fi access, giving you freedom from your phone. The Outcast podcast player costs 99 cents. I'm Francie Black. For more great tips, visit techtangotoday.com.
All right, now let's find out. Our Kind Keepers Animal Rescue is here. Nancy's here, and the pet Who do we have with us today, Nancy?
Chester.
This is Chester.
Chester.
Chester, 6 years old, a min pin mix, was surrendered and looking for a home.
All right, 6 years. So owner surrender. So been in a home really, and probably a little bit scared of the shelter, right?
Right now he's very good, but he's very timid and shy right now. So it's just going to take a little while to get used to. He would love a nice, loving home. I think he would just excel in there.
Be awesome.
Right.
What's going on with Kindkeeper? Any needs or things you want to talk about?
Donations, we really need. We have a lot of medical bills right now because of sick doggies and puppies that we've gotten. So, like Chester just got neutered last week, or spayed last week. So he has to, it's things like that that just add up when you have a whole bunch of animals. So,
any idea of a goal of how much you need to raise for these medical bills?
Well, we're really looking for the sponsorship, as I brought up before.
Sure.
If we could get some sponsorship on a monthly recurring basis, that would be great.
Yeah. Then you know how much, you know your baseline, you know what. You know
yeah,
what's coming.
exactly.
And something that really people don't understand. How do you support this? Tell them how. Only one way.
All donations. The only way we do. We get no funding from anybody.
Right.
No county funding, no state funding, nothing. This is all based on donations.
And being not only a rescue but also a no-kill shelter, you get the ones that are maybe in trouble from other places. So you really need the volunteers and the donations, especially monthly.
Exactly. And they're there, some are there for a long, long time.
Right.
If they're older.
How about fostering?
Fostering, we can foster, and we do foster, and we would love people who would like to foster and like fostering Chester, see how they get along with their dogs or their children or themselves.
Even just freeing up some space in the shelter for you guys and taking some work off your hands.
Exactly.
Chester looks like he's real calm.
He's just such a good baby.
Do you have any events this weekend?
We have the Carolina Ale House.
Sure.
Yeah,
we have that this weekend on Friday, and then we have I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's all on the website though, or on Facebook, right?
Sneaky Beagle.
You can find
Beagle.
it. Yeah.
Sneaky Beagle.
Tell Jim at Ale House. He's a great guy. All right. We got more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, talking about Caring in Our Lifetime. Great organization. We're going to find out a little bit what they do and how they can help you if you're suffering, a man or a woman, from breast cancer.
That's right. Susan's with us now. Susan, how you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm good. Now, what's going on right now? Anything coming up?
We don't really have any events to speak of right now. In September, we'll have the BFF, the Breast Friends Forever Walk, of course, and we'll have a ton of events coming up in October. We're currently helping about 9 women with their medical bills.
Great.
And we help men, like you say, and women in Horry and Georgetown County. So all our money stays local. And, it's very rewarding for me. I'm a breast cancer survivor myself. So I can feel their pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys work with people only who have breast cancer and are suffering from it, or do you help with medical bills for testing and early detection, that kind of stuff? Where does the organization, just so we're clear?
As a board, we're all volunteer, and some things do arise that are, let's say we've helped somebody in the past, and the next year they can't afford a mammogram. Then we'll get together as a board. I mean, we have the funds, and the community is so good to us that, we don't turn anybody away if they need that kind of testing.
So you keep up with these women if they need stuff.
All right, so if there's somebody out there watching right now that needs some help and can't afford to do everything, contact you. Tell them your website.
CaringInOurLifetime.com, and of course that will have all our events there once they start coming in, as well as you can volunteer, as well as if you do need our assistance, there is a form to fill out there. Just send it to the P.O. Box. We get together once a month and we approve you. I speak with you personally, and we just go from there.
Start the process.
And all of you volunteers.
All of us are volunteers.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good to see you.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
y'all.
being with us. All right, stick around. More coming up.
All right, we're going to learn about bees now, and I'm
Time
talking about
for the bees.
There's always somebody in the crowd, right? The Blackwater Beekeepers Association is an organization that, that helps. They do bees and they do all this stuff. Makes a lot of honey. Stan's with us and going to tell us more about it.
That's right.
I want you all to know that Blackwater Beekeepers is an education organization. What we do is we try to educate the public, educate beekeepers, so that beekeepers know how to be successful. It's a difficult thing. We're hitting up against parasites, we're hitting up against issues of pesticide usage and combinations that are causing all kinds of problems, and it is becoming a real decimation of the bees.
Right.
So that's what we do.
Right, and the education is the important part behind it. Because if you don't really know what you're doing, not a good idea, right?
Now, it used to be you could just put a hive down and it would be successful. That isn't the case anymore. There are hive beetles, there are mite that is actually a parasite that will suck the living...
so you got to work it.
You do have to work it. And honey is a byproduct. What I'm mostly interested in is telling people about the pollinators. Without the pollinators, such as honeybees, there are other pollinators besides, but without those pollinators, you wouldn't have your vegetables and you wouldn't have your flowers.
Right.
They would disappear. And without that, I don't care what kind of climate change is going on, we don't have food, we're done.
Correct.
So this is real important. And for those of you who are considering it, you can have one in your HOA if you have enough room. People do in Myrtle Beach. There's a lot of them here.
Yes.
Huge amount of people have honeybees. It is integral into our society, and it's very helpful, and it's fun. It is actually fun. You'll learn a lot. Bees are considered by the Department of Agriculture as a livestock.
Yes.
They're not an insect.
All right, now how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. I can't keep track of it. I've been stung too many times. I can't remember.
That was my next question. How many times have you been stung?
Well, in the last week I've been stung probably 5 or 6 times. But the girls were kind of mad at me when it was kind of dark and rainy. A hive is considers mostly girls. So when you have a guy go out there, I'm in trouble. I mean, really in trouble.
Cecil knows. He knows all about that kind of stuff.
I'm telling you, he must.
That's awesome. If people want to learn more about beekeeping and what you guys do, your organization, how can they get in touch with you, even for education?
Education, they can go to blackwaterbeekeepers.org. There are, I don't know if you have the slide up. I gave you a slide.
Right here.
Right. And there's also a PD, Beekeepers Association up in Florence, that will help you as well. If swarms are prevalent right now, if you have a swarm or you see a swarm, call the Cooperative Extension Office. They have a list of beekeepers who are local that will come and get the swarm so it has a chance of survival.
Instead of killing them.
And you want to do that because you don't want it to go in your house or your garage or someplace where you have to pay somebody to take it out. Beekeepers will usually come for free.
Fantastic.
Dan, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you being on the show. Put
you want
the
your hat back
No,
on?
I don't want the hat back.
You don't want it
now.
back?
We appreciate you being here.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you.
We got more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You guys.
All right, we are getting ready for the annual Taste of Darlington. It's all coming up. We're going to find out everything that's going on and some of the good food. I can't wait.
You better believe it. Let me tell you, they do it at the racetrack, and Lisa's here to talk about it now. And this event has grown so big. I don't know how long has this thing been going on?
This has been going on for more than 30 years. It
Wow.
started out in the yards of people.
I know it,
and
everybody's
then
houses.
The parking just got to be a nightmare, and so we've moved it out to Darlington Raceway. We use the infield garage area, and this year we've got more vendors than ever. We've got more than 40 tables.
I'm going to tell you, the racetrack, they're always getting involved in the community. You're looking at some pictures right now.
Absolutely.
Because this is amazing. Do you still have any openings before Thursday? No more openings right now, do you?
Well, we'll take anybody that wants to participate.
All right.
We've got sponsorships available, and we've got tickets available. You can buy them in Florence at the Healthy Food Store and at Beef Jerky Outlet, in Hartsville at Carolina Bank and Bury Bookstore, in Lamar and Society Hill at Carolina Bank, and then at City Hall in Darlington, News and Press, Main Street Jewelers, Jewelers Bench, Dedicated Community Bank, and Carolina
Lisa,
Bank.
you're amazing. I can never remember two or three of those
I
problems.
don't know how
And of
she
course,
did
they
that
can
at
get them
all.
at the gate when they come in
And of course,
Thursday
they
night.
can get it at the gate.
Now, what time does it all start?
It starts at 7 o'clock. It's 7 to 9. It's all you can eat or drink. We do ask that guests be 21 and older.
Sure.
Right.
So it's an adult party. All the beverages are included. Parking is free.
Wow.
We have a DJ that comes every year and plays vinyl records.
What kind of food are we
Vinyl
talking?
records.
Oh, all kinds of food.
I know. Give us a little.
There's only one person I know from Darlington that plays vinyls.
And I bet you it's the person that's going to be playing
Tell
vinyl
it,
records,
tell it.
Carlisle Griggs.
That's right. Carlisle's the only person that still plays
Oh, yeah. He enjoys it. So
vinyl.
we love to have him playing the tunes. And
Well,
people-
very few people still do the vinyl. They'll do an album once in a while, but most people still use their computers like I do when I do them. But I don't.
That's
the
right.
vinyl's just.
Very
It's got a
cool.
good. It's got a unique sound to it.
It does.
right.
It
I
does.
do it.
So they should be in for a treat. Lots of great food, beverages, everything included. Get your tickets at the gate or ahead of time.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Definitely. A
right,
ton
well,
of food, from chicken, ribs, catfish stew, desserts.
You're not going to leave hungry. I can
No, you
promise
will not be
that.
leaving hungry.
Is Todd cooking this year? Todd Hardy?
He is not.
I can't believe that. Todd, what's wrong with you? Thanks, Lisa. We appreciate it.
Good to see you. Stick around. We'll be back. All right. You know my favorite part of this show?
What's that?
We learn something new every day.
I learn something every day. And if they miss today's show, tell them what they can do.
That's right. Head over to WPDE.com. Click on Spotlight. Scroll down to Carolina and Company Live. You can watch all of our shows. And as I said, lots of FaceTime for this guy.
See
Have a
you
great
tomorrow,
afternoon.
everybody. Have
See
a
you guys
great day.
later.
Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.